Well, hello and welcome to Math Analysis Pre-Calc Section 1. I would like to use this time to just walk through my class a little bit with you on Schoology so that you are aware of how I've set up the class and hopefully where you can find anything that you need for this course. So in your courses, when you look on your front page of your courses, my pre-calculus class will come up here and you'll see it, and it says pre-calculus for the image, so that should not be difficult to find. And when you get to the landing page, it starts with all the materials. So if you notice, I have not published anything yet because we don't start school until Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I'll start publishing some of these items. You'll see that we have a first week agenda, a second week agenda, and as the weeks go through, I will keep adding agenda weeks to that. So that would be the first place that you would go so that you would make sure that you knew what content was going to be covered that day. And then from there, you would go to the appropriate folder to find the information that you would need. So as I scroll down here, you will notice that there are some colored folders, and let me explain those to you. So Unit 1 is a yellow folder, and the reason it is yellow is because it's currently active, because that's the first unit we're going to look at. We're going to look at relations and functions and make sure that we are solid with that information. I know you've had it since Algebra 1, but so that should be a quick unit, and it should be a wonderful way to start the class. If you look below there, you will see a blue folder. That means that it is not active at this time, and it will be active at a different time, obviously. So Unit 2 comes after Unit 1. So when we are done with Unit 1, I will change this folder to blue, and I will activate this by turning it to yellow. So let's click on Unit 1 and kind of see what we've got inside here. So Unit 1 is made up of some folders of notes and assignments and lessons, and then you have a review and a test. And I don't think I'm probably going to give an assessment for every unit. I think I would rather do something more fun with you and maybe create a project or have you create a project or do something different. We shall see how this all unfolds. So if we start here, you'll notice that class notes and class assignments are both in yellow because those are both active throughout the unit. So if I click on class notes, you will see that I have then broken down everything into the different sections that we're working on. And I thought that maybe this would be helpful to you so that if I said, okay, so today we're talking about how we're going to analyze graphs of functions and relations, then you would know which folder to target when you were opening for class notes. And that way it wasn't all just one big large list. So you'll notice that the first section, which is just functions, is listed in yellow under a yellow folder because that's active at this point. So if I open that up, this will be the last click, and then you'll get to what you need. So you will see that there's a guided notes PDF, but there's also a PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint is there in case you are not in the class synchronously that day and you need to know what we did. You'll be able to use that PowerPoint. It is listed as a PDF because when I tried to upload it as a PowerPoint, the formatting was off and it looked bizarre. So I changed everything into a PDF so that it preserved the formatting. But on the first day, we'll go through some guided notes together. So you would just click on this, and then in class, I'll go through those notes and talk through them, and you can ask and answer questions as we talk to each other. And then if you want to print this off ahead of time, you can. If you have an iPad that you can write on, then go ahead and take notes right on the iPad. Or if you have a Surface Pro that with a pen and you want to write with that, you're welcome to do that also. If you have none of that and you prefer to take notes in your notebook, you can easily write what's in the guided notes in your notebook because it has the practice problems and then you have room to write in your notes. Okay, so that's the class notes section. I'm going to go back to the class assignments. Now in this folder, everything is just listed because there's only 7 sections, and so there's only 7 sets of assignments. So if you look here, they're all as PDFs because I need to preserve the formatting for you. So the first assignment, if I click on that, this is what we'll look at that second week of school. And this will be the first assignment for you to work on asynchronously outside of class. And it's going to take a little while to load. There we go. So if you notice here, it's just a worksheet, and I am going to try and make these worksheets not so long, but unfortunately, like this one has to be long because it's got a lot of diagrams and tables. So that's why it appears longer than others, right? And so then this particular question has 4 graphs. Anyway, so you can kind of see where we're going. But these questions here, and while I'm not grading them per se, so I'm not going to say, hey, what did you get for an answer for question 23? I might put question 23 or something very similar to that on an entrance ticket or a homework quiz, and that will be counted for a grade in the grade book. On those quizzes, you can use all of your notes, you can use all of your homework, so it's more like an open book, open note assessment. I'm trying to figure out whether you have learned the material and or whether you can access the material to then demonstrate that knowledge to me, okay? So that is the assignments page. So I'm going to go back to the 1, and then we're going to go down just a little bit farther. So if you notice, the next agenda item is a blue folder called Video Lessons. So you can open this up on your own time, and you will notice that there is a lesson for every single section. So let's say that you were ill and just did not feel like coming to the Zoom meeting on Thursday, and we covered the analyzing graphs of functions and relations that day. If you wanted to, you A, could look at the recording of the Zoom meeting. B, you could open up the video lessons and go to that section, and you will have a YouTube video that will walk you through all of the content. And then I will also have the class notes updated with notes that we have written in class. So it's just a nice way for you to have a backup so that maybe if either you were ill or maybe I said some things in class that just weren't quite clicking with you, you would have another place to look for some guidance. And then I think these last 2 pieces are pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to go back to our home page again. And then Unit 2 is set up just like Unit 1 is in terms of the fact that you'll have a folder for notes, a folder for assignments, and a folder for videos. Finally, down below here, you will see 2 green folders. Those green folders contain important information for the class. So I think they're pretty self-explanatory with their titles, and I did that on purpose so that it would be easy to navigate. So if we click on this first one, you'll notice that you'll see the syllabus there. You will see the calendar at a glance, and that's a Word doc, or Google Doc, excuse me, and so that way if something changes, it will appear immediately updated for you in this area. You do have an assignment that is due Friday at 11:59 p.m. and that would be your syllabus acknowledgments. So I'm hoping that you and your parents will look through the syllabus and that you will sign off on the fact that you acknowledge the syllabus and you understand how the class is going to be run. The last piece in here, which is probably the most important piece, is the online PDF of the book, which can be downloaded, and I might suggest that you download it to your desktop if you have room to, so that if you are experiencing internet issues and you want to have that resource available, you would easily be able to do that. I am probably not going to assign questions out of that textbook, but it is a very nice resource to have, and you can easily use the index or Control F to find information on any of the content that we talk about throughout the course of this semester. Okay, I'm going to go back so that we can check the last green folder, and the last green folder is important because that's where our link for our Zoom meetings are. So I'm going to click on that. Oh, no, apparently I'm not. Hang on a moment. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. Oh, my goodness gracious. There we go. I love technology when it works, don't you all? So much fun. Okay, let's let it load itself. There we go. Okay. So you'll notice here that you have 2 pieces of the puzzle. And again, this is previously recorded meetings. So whenever we have a meeting, I'm going to pop that file into this folder. And it's blue because it's not active It's something that has been done in the past, and it's something that you can just go in and find that resource if you need it. It's not something that you need to finish for either a grade or as part of our class discussion. And then the Zoom invitation is right here for you. And you can see that right there. And we'll talk more about how we're going to work our Zoom meetings as we go. I have a feeling that on Friday for office hours, I might just open up Zoom and you can type in the meeting ID and then you and I can chat to each other as needed. But I do need to hold the Zoom meeting open for the full 90 minutes each block. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that because if I record 90 minutes, it's going to take forever to upload. So I might do the initial 45 minutes using this invitation. And then if you have questions, you might want to just come in openly by using my meeting ID and typing that in. We'll see how that all plays out. So I apologize, but I'm not sure how we're all going to work through that seamlessly. Okay, back to the home page. I think I've covered everything on the home page that I want to for right now. And again, remember there are 3 colors that are only going to be used for this class. A yellow folder means that it's active at this moment. A blue folder means that it is not active at this moment. And green is for the important pieces of the puzzle that make this class work. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And I thank you kindly for your patience while I navigate you through our page together.